First, let's talk a bit about hypnosis. So we have both a conscious and a subconscious mind. Your conscious mind is your critical or rational mind and allows you to make yes and no decisions. And it's responsible for those things you are consciously aware of. Your conscious mind is only used about 5% of the day, and 95% of your conscious thoughts are wrong. The subconscious mind is the part of your mind that looks after everything else you do. It's used 95% of the day. It's the part that controls everything you do without conscious effort or thought. Things that just happen automatically without thinking, such as blinking, laughing, crying, breathing. So your subconscious mind remembers everything that you have experienced in your lifetime. All your experiences, from the time you were in the womb to this point in your life. Everything that you've learned, everything you saw, everything you heard, everything you touched, everything you said, everything you smelt, every emotional reaction, every memory of that experience is stored in the database of your subconscious mind. So your subconscious mind is just that. It's a data bank. It's like a computer program. When this happens, I automatically do this. This is why you don't have to learn to tie your shoelaces every day, or to walk, or to talk. Everything you do automatically without thinking. And you always do it the same way. So your subconscious mind accesses that database millions of times each day, and then uses the stored information to guide the mind in this way, and then it will respond to any given response. These reactions are automatic. And consciously, you may not understand why you respond this way. But that is why you respond the same way every time to the same stimuli. It's a learned behavior. It's highly unlikely that you would even remember when you first learned that response, because the incident was so insignificant at the time. But over time, the subconscious mind response becomes more intense, because the subconscious mind becomes better at it. The same way you notice that you get better at doing something when you practice. And this is how your habits are born and grown. So any response to any stimuli is something that you've learned and practiced. So perhaps you felt a little peeved at something as a child. But over time, something similar to that incident occurred, and gradually that grew to anger. The same way anxiety is born. All your habits and beliefs develop the same way, from exposure and practice. You don't even notice the development as it's so gradual. When this stimulus occurs, the mind is still at the same age of the first time it created that response, but acting now with the experience of all that practice. That is why negative behaviors only grow in intensity over time. Any habits and beliefs you may found around food or exercise you aren't born with. These are all learned, perhaps from your family or from people around you, perhaps from books or television. They're simply things that you've learned. The same way you learned laziness or to procrastinate. As it grew worse over time, you became more noticeable, and it affected you more in a negative way. The same way you use alcohol or tobacco or drugs, or those habits like biting your nails, skin picking, grinding your teeth. You weren't born to do it. You learned it. So for my hypnotherapy practice, I use a technique called the Simpson Protocol. It was developed by a wonderful lady named Inez Simpson, and I had the privilege of learning this technique right from the master herself. So now you know about your conscious mind and your subconscious mind, but not about your superconscious mind. So your superconscious mind is the part of your mind that will mediate between the conscious and the subconscious when we do the work. Your mind knows exactly how you arrived at this point, so it stands to reason that your mind knows how to resolve the issues or issue that you are now involved. In our hypnosis session, you will use the power of your own mind to do exactly that. No matter what level you are hanging on to the issue, be it physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual, your mind will resolve it. No matter what motive or reason your mind may have had for this unwanted behavior, your mind will resolve it for you. All you have to do is allow your mind to do it and trust that your mind always does what is right for you. So my role is I will guide you into a hypnotic trance. And now I don't have to teach you how to go into hypnosis because your mind already spends many times each day in a trance. Every time you've used your imagination, every time you daydream, every time you do something without thinking, you're in a trance state. It's a natural state. The only difference in hypnosis is that the depth of the trance is much deeper. Hypnosis is not sleep. You'll not enter a coma. You'll be aware of my voice the entire session. It's my role to keep you safe and secure and to help you achieve the depth of trance for hypnotherapy. So I'll be talking to you and asking you to follow along. It's just that easy. You don't have to do anything else. Just allow your mind to follow. You don't have to try to do anything. You don't have to not try to do anything. So at a certain level of trance, I'm going to ask your higher mind or your superconscious mind to keep one arm at a level that will allow the rest of your body to go into a much deeper state or trance. We'll set up finger signals on the fingers of that arm, one for yes and one for no, as that is how I'll communicate with your mind while you're in hypnosis. Your mind will just answer these questions, yes or no, with your finger or thumb gestures. We'll then ask your mind to access the database of your subconscious and all the levels of your mind to obtain all the information it needs to do the work that you came to do. From that point on, I'll just be asking your mind questions and your mind will reply with a finger signal. Depending on the answer is what I ask your mind to do for you. So the reason I use Simpson Protocol is because it's so very efficient in helping clients resolve their issues. It allows us to leave no stone unturned so that your issues are resolved completely on all levels, mentally, emotionally, physically, or spiritually, no matter where they are stored. And this is all achieved while you're in a comfortable, relaxed, hypnotic trance, allowing you to use your own mental assets to do the evaluation and the change work within. This is a pure method of bringing about accurate change, and it is client-centered, which empowers you. So when we have our first consultation, I'll go through this again to ensure that you understand exactly what hypnosis is and the structure of our hypnosis session. You'll have the opportunity to ask any questions and decide at that point in time if hypnosis is right for you. In the meantime, if you have any questions about hypnosis, feel free to message or call me. And if you feel that this is right, please book your appointment or call me. Thank you for your time.